what if the safest path is actually the riskiest? What if playing small, doing what you're told, and keeping your head down is the real way to stay broke? Today's story is about a woman who had no money, no investors, no experience, but she had one thing no one could take: a better question. And from that question, she built a billion-pound brand, changed an entire industry, and proved this simple truth: if you don't design your life, someone else will do it for you. She wasn't born with a spotlight over her head. There was no applause, no early signs of greatness. Sara Blakely grew up in Clearwater, Florida. Quiet, clumsy, a little out of place. She didn't top her class. In fact, she failed her law school exam. Not once, twice. She didn't land a dream job. She sold fax machines, door to door, in high heels, in the heat, getting rejected 99 times before lunch. No one saw a future billionaire. No connections, no capital, no co-founder, no investor, no safety net. She wasn't next in line for anything. But on the quiet days, in the awkward silence, in the gut punch moments when the door slammed in her face, there was still that whisper: this can't be it. She didn't want to climb the corporate ladder. She wanted to break the whole thing and build her own. She didn't want to live by someone else's script. She wanted to write her own. She wasn't chasing safety. She was chasing freedom. And sometimes, that's exactly where the shift begins. People called her reckless. Some whispered behind her back. Others said it to her face: she's making a huge mistake. Why would anyone leave a stable job for something so uncertain? She's throwing it all away. But Sara knew something they didn't. She wasn't being impulsive. She was finally waking up. If I don't take control now, she thought, I'll spend my entire life waiting for permission from people who don't have to live with the regret. She stopped asking, what if I fail? And started asking, what if I never try? And that question haunts me forever. She stopped saying, what if I lose money? And started saying, what if I spend the next 40 years playing it safe and still end up broke, bitter, and full of what ifs? This wasn't about chasing a dream. This was about escaping a slow death, the kind of death where your body is alive, but your spirit isn't. She realized something powerful. Motivation fades, but desperation sharpens you. When the pain of staying the same becomes bigger than the fear of change, that's when you move. It wasn't motivation, it was survival. It didn't begin in a boardroom or a brainstorming session. It began in a bedroom mirror. One evening, while getting ready for a party, she stared at her outfit. It didn't sit right. She wanted smoother lines, a cleaner silhouette. So she grabbed a pair of tights and cut off the feet. No fashion degree, no market research, just instinct. A woman solving a problem her way. She wore them out that night. They worked. They felt different. She looked in the mirror and saw not just a better outfit, but a better idea. That moment, it wasn't a pitch. It wasn't a prototype. It was a spark. A quiet what if that refused to be ignored. She had no backers, no industry experience, just 3,000 pounds in savings and an unshakable belief: if I need this, other women probably do too. While others were busy trying to get promoted at 30, she was out there cold calling manufacturers, convincing retailers, building a business no one had heard of yet. The idea didn't look big, but it felt right. And that's when it happened, her billion-pound breakthrough. She became obsessed with learning, not just scrolling, not just watching. She studied with intent. Every book she could get her hands on, she read it. Every interview with someone who broke the mold, she took notes. She didn't just want a promotion. She wanted power over her own time, her own life. She studied people who didn't just have fancy titles, they had freedom. And when no one around her understood her drive, when friends told her to be realistic, When her parents started to worry, she smiled politely and kept going anyway. Her first office? Her cramped little flat. Her first factory? Secured through a cold call and a bold promise. Her first pitch? Messy, nervous, but fueled by something stronger than polish: conviction. Every setback became training. Every rejection toughened her skin. Every time she fell, she got up quicker, stronger, sharper, more fearless than before. Because while the world teaches you to wait for approval, to stay in line, to play it safe, she was busy building something no one else could see. She wasn't dreaming anymore. She was creating. The truth? It wasn't Sara's background. It wasn't luck. It wasn't even timing. It was alignment. Her thoughts, her words, her actions, all focused on one thing. I'm building something that doesn't exist yet. She didn't say, I'm trying. She said, it's happening. And when your language leads, your habits rise to match it. Everyone's chasing answers, but real power comes from better questions. Instead of asking, how do I play it safe? Ask this: what would my life look like if I stopped settling? Because that's where change begins. Sara Blakely didn't wait to be picked. She picked herself. She spoke it, she built it, and the world followed. If this story lit a spark in you, that's not an accident. You're ready for more. I've built a free guide to help you take control of your path, the exact mindset and strategy we use to help creators, founders, and misfits design their own freedom. The link is in the bio. You don't need a title. You don't need permission. You just need one better question.